Leicester fan Daniel says he's no captain. He's well past his best. AT says, you are finished, Ricky. It's time to go. The fallout from that 4-1 defeat at QPR continues across Leicester City socials. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us on Where Foxes Walk. This is a 20-minute review of all the things that have been said over the weekend following that rout at Loftus Road. We've got Jim back with us to look over some of the good, some of the bad, and some of the crazy tweets taken from this week's games. Plus, coming up this week, we're also talking about who gets a gift, who's in most need of a gift. Is it a P45 for Marty? What does Jim want to give away? Who's the best away fans we've seen so far at Leicester, and who's our player of 2025? All that coming up in this week's episode. Plus, our A to Z continues as well. Jim, it's tough to know where to start with that, but your feelings at half-time were what?
I was laughing, to be fair. I mean, it's not every day you 4-0 down at half-time. I mean, it was just an unbelievably awful performance from start to half-time. You know, the first couple of minutes were a goal down already. I was hoping the same team that's played the last 3 games, 7 points out of 9, should have been 9 out of 9. And I'm thinking he's picked the same team again. Great, off we go. And then, I say, within the first 2 minutes, we were 1-0 down. And as soon as that goal went in, I knew straight away that this game was going to go against us because we just weren't up for it from the first minute.
First of all, we need to shout out the crowd, don't we? 1,900, something like that, short of 2,000. As I said, I got home from that total show yesterday thinking, instead of thanking us, how about we get an apology instead? It was such a bizarre result, given, like you said, the previous 3 we were all, Marty's job is safe now. We're looking a lot better. We've got rid of Winks and all the players that don't want to play for us. And was it just one of those days, or was there anything in the previous games where you saw this coming?
Well, first of all, I think every single one of them fans should be refunded the ticket for that performance. I really do. I feel so sorry for them travelling all that way. Personally, I don't blame Marty for this loss because he's picked the same team that's played the last 3 games. And yeah, right, the performances weren't ecstatically great, especially the second half against Bristol. But the performances have shown improvement and they've shown resilience, scoring 7 goals in the first three halves, And he picked the same team again. And I'm like, well, yeah, great. You picked the same players that are performing well. But I know QPR won the last 3 at home. And they were in, Loftus Road. They're confident. They're bouncing. 3 wins on the bounce. And obviously, with Marty coming back, you knew they were going to be up for it. You just knew they were. And I just think that they caught us not by surprise, but they caught us cold. And then we weren't even in first gear yet, and yet they were in 4th. And then they just overpowered us, and we were just lacking so much effort and intensity in the game that every time they came forward, I thought it would be 7-0 at half time. I'm not joking. I honestly thought it would be about 6 or 7 at half time. And when it was only 4, I counted my blessings. I really did, because it was just absolutely atrocious. And did I see it coming? No. But am I shocked? No, at the same time. I'm not shocked at all anymore.
The calls for Marty to go have started again, Jim, or just a natural reaction to a game like that. We can't keep flitting between 1 week he's great and he knows what he's doing, between 1 week he doesn't have a clue. Last week when I asked you this, or a couple of weeks ago when I asked you this, you said, let's give him this month, let's see where we're at. Where are you at now? You've only got Watford, I think, left in this month.
Personally, I think we're giving Watford. If he loses to Watford, he goes. But if he beats Watford, then obviously see what he can bring in. Because obviously Mikel Antonio's training with us. So if he can sign, that's something else. He got, a bit of firepower there. But again, I don't blame Marty for this because he's picked the same team 4 games in a row. And 3 of them have given us 7 points. So when that team was announced, it was the right thing to do. It's not like he's made loads of changes. He's stuck with the same team. So even I said straight away, well, as soon as he put the team out, I'm like, don't fix what ain't broke. And that team wasn't broke. They were doing a job. And they're the ones that didn't turn up, and they're the ones that cost us the game, not the manager in this instance. So for me, I say give him Watford, and if he picks the same team again and they win, then it was the players' fault. But if he picks the same team again and lose again, then he might have to start thinking, have I got to do something else? And then you got to start questioning the manager.
Okay. Yeah, and there's also the fans talking about what we could have won with Kone, wasn't it, as well? We saw that talk in the summer. All just things conspired against him yesterday. I almost feel sorry for him, Marty, a little bit. Obviously, he had all the issues with QPR fans as well. Let's look at some more, shall we? This is from Robert here, who says, if you take off the once-in-lifetime goals that we've scored this season, how many games would we actually have won? We've been so lucky with the goals 90% of the times. Most of them would have been in the stands. Do you buy into that point of view?
You can't really say that 90% would have been in the stands. I mean, every time you kick a ball, it can go in the stands. That's not really a great analogy for me, because even if you kick a ball across the ground, it could hit the corner flag. It's not really a sensible tweet, that, in my opinion. But yeah, right, some of the goals have been outstanding goals, but at the same time, some of the goals have been neat play. So, like Dick Reed's goal when it was past Fatawu to James to Dick Cordova, and then he scored it. I think it was Derby, the first goal. So there have been some good goals there. But yeah, we have been inconsistent, and some of the goals have been worldies. But at the same time, you can't say that tweet that every shot would have been in the stands. It doesn't really make sense to me, that one.
Yeah. Okay. The Christmas fixtures are really going to tell us where Leicester are going to finish, I think, this season, aren't they? We've got 4 games in 2 weeks over the Christmas period. Have you any idea where Leicester are going to finish? Because I say they're the one team that I just can't decide at the moment whether this is going to be a playoff run or whether this is just going to meander into mid-table.
I said at the start of the season, mid-table, because I knew we were lacking in areas. I knew we needed signings. We've still got a lot of deadwood. Youngsters are slowly coming through, but with the point deduction coming, which could be 6 to 9 points, I think a playoff push this season is out of the question for me, unless all of a sudden we win like 5, 6, 7 in a row, which I can't see because we're inconsistent. So for me, it will be bottom mid-table, like 13th, 14th position this season for us, and then see what happens in the summer.
2 home games to come should help with that, shouldn't it? Of course, with Watford, and then that return leg against Derby. First of all, thank you for all the comments as well. You've been leaving it as well. They've been great to read. Please let us know your answers to these next couple. The first one is, I'm talking because it's a season of goodwill, of course, Jim. Who's been the best fan base to visit the King Power so far this season?
I really don't know. Sheffield Wednesday. I'm trying to think. Were they at home or away when we played them? I think that was ours. When we let them put banners up, I believe. I think, or did we go to? I can't remember. Off the top of my head, I can't pick one. Unfortunately, at this minute, I can't think of any that stand out. Because they've all been good and they've all been quite. You know what I mean? There's not any that have stood out for me a lot, but. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. See what people put in the comments on that one.
All right, let us know in the comments, please, then, on that one. Play of the year, 2025 is coming to an end. This is our last recording before the turn of the year. So who gets in it for you? Could be a player that's left, of course. I know it's a hard one, this, given the year you've had.
Yeah, exactly. 2025 in Premier League were dreadful. There's no one that stood out for me. But this season, I'd probably say Jordan James. He's probably been the best one of the bunch. Consistent performances, bar a couple of iffy games, but all the players have had iffy games. But I think he's been the most standout performer with the goals and assists and the way he plays and setting runs up. I'd probably say him.
Yeah, definitely a choice for J last week. We're on to K this week and not A to Z. We've been filling up an A to Z of Leicester City the last couple of weeks. Who gets in it for K, Jim? Who or what? Because, of course, we could put the stadium in here, couldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, the stadium, they're on about expanding it at one point, making it a bit better, but I think that's definitely at the back of the pipeline at the minute. With a K, I can't. I mean, Contesty comes to mind when he played for us, but you know, Keith Weller back in the day. You know, Kelechi Iheanacho again with a Kelechi first name. But yeah, not sure.
Probably going to have to be King Power Stadium, then, isn't it?
I'd probably say yeah.
Yeah,
Probably the main one, King Power.
Yeah, it's what we know it as, isn't it? Yeah. Brilliant. And finally, this week we're asking you to give a present or give a gift to any referee, fan base, player that you want to gift this Christmas. You can be as mean or as nice as you want with this one. Who needs a gift, and what is it?
I think the Sheffield Wednesday fans deserve all the gifts in the world. You know what their team has been going through this season, the points deduction they've had. You know, the chairman that obviously didn't care about anything, underpaying. They're not paying the wages of the players and the staff there, and they were minus 20 something. I think they are something like that. So next season, they're about starting with a point deduction as well. If something happens with Mike Ashley, if he takes over, so I think the Sheffield Wednesday fans deserve all the presents in the world at the minute if they're having to deal with what they're dealing with.
Okay, good shouts. Let us know in the comments which one player or fan base you give a gift to. I think some people would say they'd give Harry Winks an Uber ride to his next club, wouldn't they? As a present. Brilliant. Right, thanks so much, Jim. Wishing, of course, all of you Foxes fans a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for tuning in and supporting this little channel. We're delighted to have your company each week. And if you are a Fox fan that would like to get into podcasting, or you're a junior podcaster, like to come on and share your thoughts with Jim, then pop as your name below. We will be in touch with you in the new year. Thank you, Jim. Are you having a quiet Christmas or a busy one yourself? I know you've got little ones around, haven't you?
Yeah, we're quiet morning with the little in, and then we're going to head to my grandparents, and the chaos will begin.
Brilliant. Well, hope you and the little one have a great Christmas. Thanks for all your work on this one, mate. And we'll see you in the new year. Thank you so much for watching. Have a really good Christmas, everyone.